Ladies and gentlemen, Sanju Verma, Vineet Goenka and Abhishek Sudhir are on my debate. Sanju Verma is the BJP spokesperson. And we have with us Abhinandita Mathur of the Aam Aadmi Party. We have Pankaj Sharma, who usually takes an anti-BJP position. We'll have Arkanag, who backs the BJP TMC in just a while. Now, if we look at the overall situation that we are unfortunately getting from the sense of all the information which I have, the big angle here, and I want to start with you, Abhishek, is the NGO angle as far as I'm concerned. For far too long we've gone soft. Oh, these are NGOs. Then somebody says, oh, these are activists, they're protesters. How is this a protest? It's an act of terrorism.
It's an absolute protest. Have you not watched?
It's a clear and obvious act of terrorism.
Have you not watched Rang De Basanti? These guys met on a Bhagat Singh fan page. I mean, let's stop labeling these kids terrorists, Mr. Goswami. Come on. Unlawful activity. What is unlawful activity? Sanju Verma will tell you, right? UAPA is often invoked by the ruling dispensation. There are 3 requirements for you to be a terrorist. You have to promote disaffection against India. These protesters are chanting Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Have you ever heard of a terrorist chanting Bharat Mata Ki Jai? How are they promoting disaffection against India? How are they affecting the territorial sovereignty and integrity of India? If they were truly terrorists, why were they carrying some smoke that was not noxious, not poisonous? They could have carried out a serious attack. They could have hidden a knife in their shoe. Come on, these are kids. These are, I don't know about activists and the NGO link. Let's not make too much about this NGO link. There's this lady in West Bengal in Purulia, right, who's come out and said he shared the video with her. She has come forward, cooperating. These are kids who are protesting. They said we have problems with Manipur, we have problems with, unemployment, price rise. Let's treat these kids as protesters. Hey, why UAPA? IPC.
I can't see Abhishek on air. One sec. Let's get him back on air before he's speaking.
You've invoked UAPA. Why?
Can we cut him on air, please? Because I can't see you while you're speaking. So I'll get you back. Yeah, please.
So why UAPA? Yeah. You've invoked IPC. You put trespass against them. You put, obstructing a public servant in the discharge of their functions and their duties. Are you prosecute them under the IPC? What is the need to call them a terrorist? If you're calling them terrorists, these poor Hindu kids, these poor Hindu students, Sanju Verma, are you all endorsing Hindu terror now? You all are giving the enemies of India are going to say Hindu terror is a real thing. You're calling these poor kids from Lucknow and Mysore terrorists. They have MAs and BAs.
1 minute. So I'm curious here. I don't understand. He mentioned Sanju Verma's obvious question would go, how many people need to die? How many members of parliament need to be killed? How many smoke bombs must turn into cyanide bombs for people to say this is an act of terrorism? This is nothing, it is nothing but an act of terrorism. And I refuse to be grateful to these terrorists that these were smoke bombs and not cyanide bombs. I refuse. I demand an example is at this very time because we are goddamn fed up of this Andolan GV lobby. Sanju is responding on the debate.
Thank you.
An attack of parliament is being called an act of mischief. Sanju is responding. Sanju.
Thank you. Arnab, first and foremost, it's national spokesperson, not just spokesperson. Thank you. Now coming to the moot point of the debate. National spokesperson. Okay. I'm reminded of Claudine Gay, Liz McGill, their famous statements. Does call for genocide of Jews amount to bullying and harassment? And what did these ladies say? They say no, only if speech translates into action, then it becomes harassment. Otherwise, it is not harassment. Liz McGill had to resign. Claudine Gay is still holding on desperately to her position. The limited point I'm making is that the intent was certainly mala fide. These 6 or 7 or 8 people who jumped in from the visitors gallery, holding those smoke canisters. Obviously, this was not meant to merely disrupt. Point number 1. Point number 2, now whether this, charge under UAPA, be it section 16, 17, 18 should have been slapped against these young kids, some of them who are 42 or 43 years old. Let there be a thorough probe. The NIA, the Delhi police, and relevant intelligence agencies are doing the needful. I don't think on national television we can run down our agencies by jumping the gun and second guessing them. I don't know why Abhishek, Sudhir, you seem to be sensible today, but you seem to be smirking for no reason. Point number 3, and most importantly, I have been on debates with official Congress spokespersons. And I remember, Arnab, I was also on a debate with you last year when this happened on the 5th of January 2022. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's cabinet flyover at Ferozpur was stuck for 30 minutes within 12 kilometers of Pakistani Army's artillery range. And I remember Priyanka Vadra's, Khasam Khas, Navjot Singh Sidhu said, "Arey Prime Minister Modi ki suraksha ko koi khatra nahi tha. This is merely natak and nautanki from Prime Minister." These were the words we used. Then Charanjit Singh Channi said, "अरे ये सब बीजेपी के जुमलेबाजी है, प्रधानमंत्री की सुरक्षा में कोई चूक नहीं हुई, सब कुछ चंगा सी." Neither Rahul Gandhi, nor Sonia Gandhi, nor Priyanka Vadra, nor Robert Vadra, nor P. Chidambaram, nor any of the darbaris and retailers of the Congress party so much as showcased basic regret and remorse that Prime Minister's cavalcade was stuck for 30 minutes, his security was compromised. A 5-bench judge led by Justice Indu Malhotra said that it was the Charanjit Singh Channi government which is solely to be blamed. Has Congress till date taken responsibility? I'm saying if there is a lapse by somebody from the Lok Sabha Secretariat, if there is a lapse on the part of security personnel, let a thorough probe take place and let somebody who's at fault be hanged. We are not like, Ajay Maken and your Jairam Ramesh and the entire cabal led by Romila Thappad types after Yaqub Memon was sentenced to hanging, death by hanging. ये सारा का सारा कांग्रेस लेफ्ट कबाल गया था, सुप्रीम कोर्ट का दरवाजा खटखटाया था रात के 12 बजे. याकूब मेमन is a rank holder, he's a chartered accountant, he's a educated guy. Why have you
Parliament, the new India? Is this the security new India? Is
party that should be lecturing the BJP? You have no political morality to do.
Hear Sanju, please. Again, can I hear Sanju louder?
Am I audible?
Why have you not suspended Pratap? Shouldn't you suspend Pratap Simha? It's a legitimate question.
I think our call is dropped. We'll get her back into the debate. The question, you're audible, but your call is dropped. You see, Abhinandita, what I'm asking Vineet tonight, I'm asking that all right-thinking citizens of the country and all political parties call this an act of terrorism. That's all. And I don't think I'm asking for too much. Am I, Abhinandita? This is an act of terrorism, right? And I think you should be clear enough to call it an act of terrorism. And you shouldn't look so hesitant about it and unsure and cornered when I'm simply asking you to call this an act of terrorism. Abhinandita?
Arnab, absolutely. I think I can't agree with you more.
I know that the Aam Aadmi Party is unusually close to the NGO lobby and has been historically close. But you should call this an act of terrorism, please.
Absolutely, absolutely. We do think that it is an act of terrorism in a sense, and it is also a very serious breach of security. It is it is an attack on the heart of democracy. We have no problem accepting that. Of course, all, like you said, all patriotic minds today, all, right-thinking Indians should feel this way. It is a very serious problem. And as you said that your team has been looking into the matter. There are lots of, layers that will be unfolded eventually. But I think a very important link here, which we should not miss at any cost, is how did these people enter the parliament? Obviously, the parliament, provides passes which go via MPs. And who is this MP who gave them the pass? Where did the breach happen? How did the security, miss the cans that they brought inside? So a really important question, and we must throw light of it. I think that on it, and I think your viewers do deserve to know who made the passes for these terrorists. Who made the passes, for these people? Because there are 3 layers of security. There are, there is identification that needs to be done. They have to be recommended or referred by a parliamentarian. Let's talk about this for 5 minutes, and perhaps there we will find some cues as well. But more seriously, I think that we all stand together in this moment, and I don't think that any right-thinking patriotic Indian would dispute the fact that this plot against the parliament is a very, very serious breach of security, and we must come together and find whoever the culprit is, who all the culprits are, who may be involved or who have been involved in getting in these people.